Hi. Hello YouTube, this is me again, your friendly neighborhood Green Party rep for Humber St. Barb Bayvert. Allow me to begin by saying, bugger. I just made a 10-minute video with a checkbox off on the microphone. I just did a format on my computer and I forgot to check the webcam recording settings. Well, shit. Okay, here we go again. To recap, hopefully I won't miss too much and I won't add a whole lot that's unnecessary. The Eco Village intro video way down there in the list. Check it out. It'll give you better context. You're really better off seeing that first before I start discussing this. Now, for all the Eco Villages, there will be more videos in the future. I met up with Lady Raven, who's been working with me on the project for the past, 4 years. And she's been an absolute inspiration the entire along the way, no matter how moody she is. That's okay. She's going to read this and give me hate messages later on, but that's okay. All things considered, the project will move on in some context. You'll appreciate that more as time goes, but more videos to follow. Now, I had an idea. We've had a problem with figuring out who to involve in the project. Who would want to live in a Hobbit house type thing, a la The Shire from Lord of the Rings. The movie, if necessary, the book will be better. Regardless, who would want to live there? Who would want to, share a bathroom with a house full of people? None of this 3 bathrooms to 5 people bullshit. I want to have people sharing things. Resources are going to be so tight, we're doing this on our own. We won't have Microsoft funding us. We won't have government programs like the baby boomers just throwing away money. This will be coming out of my pocket, theoretically, when I become a psychologist. Personally funded, with no bigger brothers and all that kind of stuff. So, how do we find people who want to live on a minimalist lifestyle? Only off the land. We can't grow it, you don't eat it. If we don't grow pork, if we don't raise pigs for the first 10 years, you don't eat pork. The resources simply will not exist. We want to find people who want to make do, who want to appreciate the struggle to carve out a lifestyle that you know is yours. Yes, we'll have light bulbs. Yes, we'll have computers. In a limited context, cloud computing and all that kind of stuff. To be continued. But we need to figure out how to live better. We want to have a carbon footprint not of 20 square kilometers, like the average Canadian or American has, or whatever statistic you want to use. There are 1,000 different numbers. But we don't want our carbon footprint measured in kilometers, or square miles, or whatever you want to call it. We want it measured in square hectares. 100 hectares to a square kilometer. I want 30 people to live comfortably and healthily, most importantly. Comfort is a sacrifice in the first few years or a generation of the project, like frontier living through the ages. I want to see people living healthily and ideally happily on 44 acres. 1 person per hectare is our limit. Fine. So I figured, what situations are we going to be put in? We can't hire students because they have loans, and they'll be out to prove themselves and have bigger and brighter futures. We can't hire retirees because A, they're aged. They won't be able to do the back-breaking labor that we're going to have to expect. Even though they're going to be tired of the drudgery, they won't have to worry about money because they'll have meager pensions from our ridiculous government who's going to give it to them. If Harper has his way. Different video, check below. So, what's left to us? The hippie movement is dying out. Those who remain and those who existed have proven that they lead to commune failure. I've read the literature. Most communes fail. How do we make ours survive? That's the ultimate question. I don't want this dream to die, and I don't think any other of the proponents want it to fail either. So, while in a moment of frustration, chatting with Lady Jessica Miley, who did not want to be thanked or mentioned, but too bad. She deserves thanks. She's done good things for the project over the course of the past year or 2 years. So, in a moment of frustration, I said, fine, hobos. Why not use hobos? Because every idea I had was turned down by logic. And she thought, why not? And, damn it, I started thinking about it too. The homeless have nowhere to go. The homeless are neglected, cast-out members of society, and based upon my analysis, my logic, and I could be wrong, but it worked out at the time, are in 3 groups. Those who are where they are by mental illness, who cannot be reintegrated into society, possibly those who are cast out of mental institutions due to overbooking and various reasons. Schizophrenics, multiple personalities, sociopaths, these kind of people who cannot reintegrate to society. That's group 1. Group 2 are those who are where they are and prefer it, who are made so bitter by being pelted with pennies. The people who are so angry with people, with society, who want no more part of it, and who would rather live in a dumpster, sleep underneath a park bench, would rather be there than part of society as a whole, who don't want to reintegrate. Group 2, useless to me, useless to the project, people I can't help, at least with this method. Group 3 interests me, those who are there by circumstance and want out. Runaways. You were 17, 16. You were by rights emancipated, and you wanted the opportunity to prove yourself and ran away thinking it was a good idea at the time. Parents don't want you back, could have moved, could have died, who knows, but you have nowhere to go. You're currently living in a dumpster, or eating out of a dumpster, rather living under a park bench, moving from halfway house to halfway house, no options, but you want something better, if only someone would help you. The government obviously doesn't. Governments in North America are notoriously apathetic when it comes to the homeless. More of a blight than a population of human beings who need help. So what are the options? Myself and a few of my comrades, colleagues, in the Eco-Village project, Tir Tairngire, again, pop by the previous video, one of the first 4 or 5 that I made, for more information. I genuinely believe, and many of my followers do also believe it, that there's a better option. That they can be reintegrated, they can be helped and be educated and benefited. In part 2 of this video, you will see what I mean when I go into more depth as to what exactly I want to do with these people. Ideally, I would have the facilities in place that I'll discuss later, and I can go to big city to big city, finding people who are playing guitar on the corner of Yonge Street and whatever in Toronto, and ask them, do you want a place to stay, a job, training, to be part of a community where we need you and your absence will be noticed? Would that interest you? Of the millions of people who are homeless in Canada, if 50 are interested, that's more than we can accommodate at one time. We hope to be able to migrate some out as they re-educate and migrate some back in and have halfway houses, and again, more to come on that later. I think it can be done. I think that if more people realize that the homeless, people who live in the main entrances and the staircases of museums and libraries, are actually human beings too, I think that a lot of people will return and will realize that something of humanity has been lost. So, more to come. I hope that you will watch the following video, and please drop your questions, comments below, and let me know what you think of it. Thanks, and I hope you enjoy.